So all the marketing events are actually created using this tool that we have built here, right? Create all
Mm-hmm.
marketing events. Then you have to request for some of the equipment which is required for the marketing events, stuff like that, right? So these are included in here. Now, what we intend to do today is whenever a marketing equipment request is submitted or a marketing event is created, we want to send an email notification to a group of people who are eligible to get notifications from this application. Will be sending out emails automatically when certain events occur, right? So for that, we
Right.
have this email notification in place. We'll go ahead and see how we can create email notifications. So for email notification, what we need to do is in the application navigator that we have in the left section here, we'll go and type in notifications. And when we do notifications and scroll down, we have the system notification area. Within that system notification area, you have this email section, and within that email, you have notifications, right? I'll go ahead and pick this notification because this is the area where we can go ahead and create email notifications, right? I'll make sure that I am into appropriate update set, which is correct here. Now, see, email notification, if we see the existing email notifications, there are some visible columns that we can see here. The first one is the name of the notification that you create. The second one is active, which could be true or false, meaning the notification is active and will be sent when some event occurs. The third one is table, which says this email notification is applicable on this table, right? The fourth one is email template. It says when this email notification gets fired, this is the content that will be fired to and sent to the recipients, right? The fifth column is conditions, and this is actually the trigger. When should this email notification be fired? The answer to this question is here in the conditions column. Then we have description, which is just mere description of the email notification, and the users and groups. So this is the recipient list where you want to send the emails out to people. Then you have users, groups, and the status of inserted, updated, and order. Inserted and updated is this email notification is applicable on catalog task table, and it happens when a record is inserted into the table or the record is updated into the table, right? And then when insert and update is done, it will check for conditions like this. If this condition is also fulfilled, shoot that email out to the people who is supposed to get that email, right? So that's on a high level the description of the email notification that we have. Now let's go ahead and try to create an email notification for the marketing event form that we have, right? For that, I'll go ahead and I'll create one email here. Can you hang on a second, please? Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. So now I'm going to create one email notification. Let's name it marketing event email notification, right? Like we discussed, we need to attach this email notification to some sort of table. In this case, I'm going to attach this to the marketing events table, right? So it means that whenever some operation happens on this table, and the operation we are going to select like inserted or updated, whenever a record is inserted into the table or updated into the table, and the condition that we set here is fulfilled, whenever this happens, email will be sent out, right? So that's what we are doing. We are creating an email notification here, attaching it to the appropriate table, which is marketing events in this case. Let's go ahead and select inserted and updated. And now I'll go ahead and if I have certain conditions, then I can put the condition here. The condition could be, let's say, if the budget is greater than $500, right? If this is the condition, then only this email will be sent out. You can put a condition like this, right? I don't want to put this condition right now, but yes, you can do that. You can put some condition like the budget is greater than $500. You can put some additional and or conditions here, which you can utilize, and based upon these conditions, you want to send that email out. I don't want to send that. I don't want to put that condition here right now. Now, the next question is who will receive that email? So for that, you have group of options here. You have options. You can select from the users, individual users. You can select from the group of users, or you can select different users from a particular group, right? Let's go into users, and then let's pick some of the users from here. All of these emails are sample emails, so I'll get rid of this and I'll put my email here. See, I provided my email ID here. I can go ahead and select a group of people as well. For example, you can go ahead and pick cab approval. And we know that within cab approval, there will be a couple of people available there. So we can go ahead and do that. And then you can pick appropriate fields from the users and groups field. For example, sponsor, etc. Right? You can pick um,
Rahul, what is the CBA approval?
what?
What
Yeah,
is CBA approval?
CAB approval. This one.
Yeah.
See, this is one of the groups that we have created already.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I just wanted to show that you can select different people based upon different options available. One of these options is user. Another option is group. See, read this notification, read this text here. It says notifications can be sent to a specific user or groups or to user groups and field, right? On the record that generated this notification, right? So this component that we have here is the users component. This will bring out list of users from the user table, which is sys underscore user table, right? Or alternatively, what you can do is you can put your own email ID here or any other email ID here, which is not even in the system database. You can pick this group to select any group, existing group from the system, or you can create a new group add users to the group, and then you can attach that group here. The third one is you can pick any record from the table, any field from the table that has a list of people there. For example, let's say if a sponsor has a list of people or an email ID attached, you can directly get that value from the sponsor field, and then you can supply that here, right? Subscribable checkbox is to allow users to choose this notification when subscribing to this message, their message, right? So user can subscribe to these messages and get updates and notifications there, right? So that's that. So that's all about notification, right? When to send, which table it is attached to, when to send, and who will receive that email. The next step that is left is to get an email template, meaning get the email subject, get the email body, get the signature in the email. That's what there is in the template, right? Now you can do two things. You can set some email text directly here. Now see, you can do two things. The first one is you create a hard-coded email. The text within the body of the email is fixed, right? You send this email out whenever whenever a request is created into the system. That's something you can do. But this is not ideal. You will not like to do that. So there is no value in just sending a line of text there, right? Because you are not sending a specific information about the record that you have created into this table, right? However, you can talk about the specifics of that that record as well by choosing variables from the marketing event form. And how do we do that? Those variables are available in form of this fields tree here, right? So if you notice here, all the fields from the marketing event table will be available here, and you can go ahead and pick those values and bring those values onto the email template itself, right? And then you can go ahead and put some email formatting, the HTML formatting using this editor that you have here, and then you are all set to send a nice, decent email out to your users when a record is inserted and deleted. Okay? Let's go ahead and pick some email template. I don't see any email template here. Let's go ahead and quickly build an email template. For email template, again I have to pick a marketing event application because this is supposed to be sent when marketing events are created. I'll name it marketing event created. Okay, and then I'll mark it as expanded. So let's put something like marketing event sys ID, and here having sys ID, I'll mark this. What I'll do is I'll do this variable substitution. I'll pick this variable that I get by selecting from these fields area. See, whatever field that you select from here, for example, if you select this budget, so this is a label and this is a substituted variable. So this will bring out the runtime value from the record that you submit, right? So you can bring all these substituted variables here. I'm going to put some unique variable in the email subject, and the unique variable that I can get here is the sys ID. I'm going to put marketing event having sys ID this, something like this. So when a record is submitted, the email subject will read like sys ID. Make sense? Right? So this will be the email subject when you send out that email. So we are creating the subject of the email. This is how we are creating. Right? Next,
Yes.
let's create the email body. Hello. And I'll put something like marketing event request was submitted by, let's put this updated by here. So I'll mark this as updated by, because I know this is the column that contains the person who submitted, information about the person who submitted, and I'll put showing the details about the event, right? And then let's go ahead and put some information here. First of all, I'll put the name of the event, which is marketing event here, and budget. Let's put the city information as well. Let's get rid of the sys updated by. Let's keep sys created by here. Right? It will give us the created by information, name, city done, and then I'll go ahead and put number of attendees registered. Next will be right. So whatever field that you want to display, and then I'll go ahead and put regard. That's it, right? Let's go ahead and do some email formatting. So that I'll go ahead and pick the email color as let's put this blue color, nice blue color here. Let's go ahead and increase the font, change the font family first. I'll go ahead and pick this. Let's pick this Helvetica, and font sizes I'll increase to 36 or something. Looks like it already took font size at 36. So I'll keep this font size at 36 here. Text color, text background. If you want to do some formatting, bold, italicized, you can do that. Okay, done. That's it. I'll save it. And now I have this email template, which is marketing event created selected, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and submit this record. Now by doing that, I now have a marketing event notification created. You can go ahead and preview notification. I hit this preview button and I can see the email preview, right? So this way, it says that the subject line is this and the body would look like this, right? A marketing event request was submitted by creator, submitted by, we have to get rid of created by. It was submitted by admin, following other details about the event, and then it is getting you the details from the marketing event that we have created there, right? Let's quickly go ahead and get rid of this extra created by from the email template. So to do that, I'll go ahead into the templates section. Now the template that we created can be edited by going into System Policy, Emails and Templates. When we go here, I'll search on the updated list. After sorting, I know that this is the email template that we created, which is marketing event created. I'll go ahead and get rid of this text, which is not required. The font size needs to be bigger. Let's submit it. Now let's go back to the marketing events application. Now let's go ahead and create a request here. I'm going to use this option from here on the Can We Help You category. I'll do this create marketing events and I'll name it as Make sense? So I am creating a Georgia marketing event. The sponsor is Google.
Yeah.
Number of attendees registered is 500. Number of attendees expected is 450. Needed from is 0630 and needed until is 0702. And I'll submit this record. Right? When I submit this, a marketing event request was created. Right? Now let's go ahead and see if email comes out. I'm sure the email will come out here. It should be here in a couple of minutes. Now, in the meantime, I have a feature available in ServiceNow that I can use to. Can you put yourself on mute, please? Please mute yourself. There is a feedback coming in. Thank you. Now, let's go to email logs and see if the email was sent out. I'll type in logs and I'll scroll down and go to the email logs. Right? And here we can see this email log presents to us all logs, and out of all logs, those logs which were created on today. Right? So this shows the email ID going out. And see the subject line it displays is marketing event having this ID this was created. Now if we hit this one, we'll get all the information about the email that was sent. Right? It says the status of this email is send ready. So it has not been sent yet. It is somewhere in the queue, ServiceNow email notification queue, right? We'll see how we can send that. Maybe my email configuration is not done on this instance, so we'll see that. So the status of this email is send ready. The rest of the information is informational, like UID, the target is marketing event, and then the name of the event that we created. Let's go ahead and see the email template. So it says the originating event and notification. The originating event is notification underscore engine dot process, and the notification sent was marketing event email notification, which was created by us. Now this is the body of the email which went out, and the recipients are these people, right? These three recipients are there. So remember, this was the email ID that I supplied as an individual user, and the rest of the email IDs come from the group that we selected, which is CAB group, CAB group, right? Now, this is the body. Let's preview the HTML body that was sent out to the user. And we can see, we created this Georgia marketing event. There was, did we supply budget? It does not have a budget value. It says 0. Number of attendees 500, sys ID is this, number of attendees expected 450, start date is this, and date and sponsor is Google. This is the email that is going out, right? Status of this email is still send ready. It has not been sent out. Now let's go ahead and see within system properties if my email is configured properly. I'll go to system properties and I'll go to email properties, and it says email sending enabled. It has not been enabled yet, right? So that's why the email is send ready but not getting sent. So I'll go ahead quickly change the scope of the application to global, and then I'll mark this yes for email outgoing emails and for inbound emails both. So that will make my email configured on this instance, and the email should now be sent whenever the queue is processed. I'll go back to the marketing events application and let's go to the log section. Again, to verify the email log. When I go there, it now says the type of the email is sent, because my email ID is now configured, right? And since this is configured, the system processed that email, and the email was sent out to the recipients, the 3 recipients. It should be here any moment. See here, I now have this email coming in, which says marketing event having system ID this was created, and has all the rest of the details. Make sense? And look at the recipients list. It's the 2 people from the cab group and my email ID.
Mr. Records, I'm on board though.
Yes, sir.
This is Sam, I'm on board.
Yep. So, Sam, we are discussing about email templates.
Okay.
Right? We just created an email template for the marketing event application, and we are sending out emails whenever a marketing event request is submitted or is updated. Right? Now, so this was, so any question? Do you, now, you now see that an email has been sent out and I received that email in my inbox. So any questions related to this? Any confusion? No? So to summarize, we have 2 components to build this email notification. The first one is the email template. This answers what to send, right? And the other one is notification. And this provides information like when to send, right? This is basically the trigger, right? So when you have these 2 components ready, you are all set up to send email through one application, any application. Okay?
Okay.
Now let's go ahead into the marketing application, and let's go ahead and update this Georgia marketing event application record. I'll go ahead and put this location as, let's say, I don't have Georgia here. Anyway, we can put any value. Let's put this Washington, and let's put this budget as $60,000, right? And let's update it. When I update it, and remember, when we created this email notification, we chose both the options, inserted and updated, right? So I'll go back here, try to find the the email that we created. See, we picked both the values here, inserted as well as updated, right? Now, we saw that email was sent out when we inserted the record, which when we created a new marketing event record into the table. Let's go ahead and see if the system sent out an email when we updated the record. I'll go to system logs and into events, no, not events, and into emails and see.
Mm-hmm.
The second email was also sent, right? Let's go back to my email ID and let's see. And it says yes, an email was sent, and see the budget value. Initially it was $0. Now since we updated it, it brings out the new budget value and also has a city information, which is Washington, which earlier was blank, right? So this way we can make sure that we are sending out emails appropriately and the values are getting populated, as expected. We are making use of email logs feature, right? We have system logs in place that contains loggings, various loggings, and the log levels are, let's say, the emails log, the push notification logs, the event log, the import logs, the table changes log. All these logs are available in here. Right now, we are interested in getting the email logs in here, right? And this email logs will show all the emails sent out or in the queue, available in the queue at the moment, right? So that's what we are doing. Clear? Clear?
Yeah.
Good. Now, when you come back to the email logs, you might see the type as one of these: sent, send ready, send ignored, send failed, received ignored, or received. Right? If any of these types are not expected by you, for example, when I saw that send ready was there, right, I suspected why the email was not sent out, although it was send ready. So you may try to utilize this field and see if there are any issues within the system which is not allowing your email to go out, right? If you see something like that, go and resolve that. See your email configurations, etc., and resolve that issue, and your email will be sent out. Okay? So that is in your list of exercises, and you have to include that email notification within this marketing event application. So the point number 14 is the email notification and templates to the application. Okay? Now conditionally, let's go ahead and see one more thing. Let's go to notifications. I'll go to system notification. I don't want to send this email notification every time. Right? Let's put some budgetary constraint here. So if budget is less than 1000, I'll not send this email out. Let's put this update here. We did update. Now I'll go to the marketing events. Let's go to the marketing events, and now let's update one of the records where the budget is less than 1000. I'll go to the Lucknow event and I'll put, let's say, $999 here, and I'll update it. Let's go back and look into the email logs. I don't see any email going out here because the budget is 999 only. Let's go ahead and quickly play with the budget. So instead of having this 999 value, let's go ahead and update it to 1001. Then go back to logs, scroll down to get the email logs. Okay, it didn't send. Let's see why it didn't send that email. Marketing. We are onto this event. $1,020 and let's update it. I see, it is not sending out the email. Let's go ahead and quickly try to create and see where the issue is. I'll create one record. I'll put $1,001 here. Submit it. Go to logs. I see. The notification is not getting out. So maybe something is happening. So notifications. I'll try to debug it. I'll get rid of this one and see if this is the issue. It is not kicking out the emails now. It did send. It did send, but in the logs, yeah, it sent. It sent that email out. So there was a delay in sending that email. So see, for 1001 value that we inserted earlier, we now have that email. So this happens at times. It may be possible that the email queue that we have here in ServiceNow, the email queue was busy or getting updated, so that record was not getting created here momentarily, right? But now we can see that the budget is 1001 and it is getting sent out, and this is for this event, Lucknow event, right? That is the same record that we are trying to update. And when we had that check there for $1,000, when the budget is greater than $1,000, we are now able to send that email. But when it had $999 as a budget, this email was not getting sent out. Okay? Any question around that? Sam?
I see how you are connecting, but I may probably have to, once you send us the recording, I may be able to pick up from the beginning so I can follow.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
I don't want to drag anybody behind.
Okay. That should be simple. You will be able to understand that. And I hope rest of you are also able to understand this. Please let me know if you have questions.
Sure.
Now, the next topic that I want to take is publish to update set. And the component that we are going to discuss is update set. If you have noticed today, while I was updating the email properties, while I was updating this email property, what I did is I went to this global application. Initially, I was there in the marketing events application, but then I switched to global application, changed this value here in the system properties, in the email properties, and then went back and changed this back to the marketing events application. Right? Why did I do
Yeah.
that? The answer to the question is we have different scopes to different applications. So we have a scoped application in ServiceNow, right? And when we create applications, an entry will be created already in the applications list here. See, some of the applications created within this ServiceNow instance is the global application, which is the default one that comes with the ServiceNow instance. Then we have CMDB content, guided setup, marketing events application, which is the application that we created, and rest of the two, right? And when we select these applications here, we also see there are update sets associated to it, right? Here I can see 3 update sets attached to this global application. If I go and pick marketing events, I'll see that I have only one update set attached to this one. Okay? Now, having this update set in place guarantees you that the changes that you do within your instance and to any application is recorded at one place. And if you have to move those changes from this environment to another environment, let's say, let's assume that this one is your development environment. This instance that we have is your development environment. If you are done with the changes in the development environment and you want the changes to be tested by some testers of your project, then you will move the changes that you have done into the test environment using some sort of mechanism. That mechanism here that we are talking about is known as update set, right? So this is a code promotion technique. You promote your code from one environment to another environment using this update set. Now this update set will be something like a XML file where the system keeps record of every change that you do, right? Do with the system, and all the changes that you do will automatically be recorded. And when you complete update set, that update set can be retrieved by somebody else or into some different instance. That's it. That's how you do that. Let's go ahead and see how we can access the update set. So the already created update set can be accessed by going into this gear button, opening up this context menu here, and scrolling down and looking into this update set section, and you will see all the update sets related to the application that has been chosen. Right? Now, how do we create update sets? When you create an application, a default update set is created by itself. The system creates it for you. However, you can also create update set on your own. For that, you need to go to update sets, and it will bring out system update sets. And within system update sets, you have different modules available, right? See the update sources, retrieved update sets, update logs, local update sets, merge update sets, and merge completed sets. These are the options available for you related to update set. Let's go one by one. Let's hit on this update sources. When I do update sources, it brings me to the remote instances. Remote instances means ServiceNow instance, which is beyond this instance that you are working on right now. You might have other instances, or you might want to interface with other instances. Then you can go ahead and identify a remote instance with which you want to interact, right? And if you are identifying that remote instance and you have appropriate access to that instance, you will be able to retrieve update set from that instance, right? Let's go ahead and create one remote instance, for example. I know I have different instances with me. I'll go ahead and pick a different one. I'll pick this instance, dev11937. This one is dev26473. Let's go ahead and create the remote instance here. I'll name it as training instance 2. I mark this as type test, and I'll put the URL of the instance, and I'll put the user ID. I'll put this one and password, and a short description as well. Use this instance to promote node from
Dev.
dev26473 to dev11937. That is this instance. Okay, some sort of description here. Mark it active. Let's do a test connection. And it says connection is okay, meaning this user ID and password is valid and is able to authenticate here. If I do some wrong password and try to test connection, it will say authentication to remote instance failed. Check saved username and password. Okay, so
No.
I'll remove this and I'll test connection one more time, and it now says connection is okay, right? So always keep appropriate credentials here in order that you are able to connect with the remote instance. Okay, once done, let's save it, right? When I saved it, I now see a couple of related links coming in and a couple of buttons as well. The first one is update button, delete button, which is obvious. Now the related link says retrieve completed update set, right? This related link will be utilized to bring all the completed update sets that you have in this remote instance to this current instance. Does that make sense? If I go here in the remote instance and I see the local update sets, I have these many update sets available, 10 update sets available right now. Out of the 10 update sets, I have only 3 update sets which are completed, right? Marketing events application 2, search module for device application 1 to 3, and update set for content page table. These 3 update sets are completed. If I go ahead and do this retrieve completed update set, what the system will do is it will retrieve all these 3 completed update sets into this environment. Let's go ahead and try this. When I hit this, it brought all these 3 update sets here. See, marketing events 2, search module for device application 1 to 3, and update set for content page table. Right? How cool is that? It simply brought all the update sets, all the completed update sets from the other remote instance into your local instance. Right?
Mm.
Now,
Okay.
Now, this update set logs. So whatever operation that you are doing, this update set logs is also getting recorded here. For example, we retrieved the 3 update sets, and these update sets are here. The logs are here. The steps that the system performed is logged here, right? Now see, these 3 update sets that we brought will be available in received update set list. Okay, the second module that we have. Okay, now see, the update set that we have brought right now is not included into the system. It's just a file that has been loaded into the system. See the state. It says it's loaded, but it has not been merged into the system. Until you mark this merge and until you accept this update set as part of your system, the changes that are done in these update sets will not be included into this instance. Okay? Right?
Okay.
To see the update logs, you will use the third module, which is the update log. Let's go ahead and try to play with the update sets that we have retrieved. Let's see what are the actions available. If I go and select this one, these are loaded. And let's go ahead and, okay, I can go ahead into the marketing events application, and then if I do preview, it will show me all the changes that it contains. And then, see, this one does not contain any, this update set that we have does not contain any change. It's a blank update set that I have here. It says 0 inserted, 0 updated, 0 deleted, 0 collisions, and total 0. So the update set, although the update set is completed here, but it does not contain any data, any information. So this is meaningless. So there is no point committing this into your instance, right? See, when I went to this retrieved update set or the update sets here, I go into this marketing events application. I did preview. Within the preview, when I did this, I get this option as commit update set and run preview again. Right? When I do commit update set, this update set will be merged into my system, right? But I don't want to do that because there is no change here. So what I can do is I can go ahead and delete this update set because this is meaningless. I don't want to have this empty update set here, right? Let's go into the other one. If I go into the search module, update set here, right? And within the customer update, it contains some of the information. Let's preview that update set. And it says there is 1 error and 0 warning with this update set, right? And it says there is 1 inserted record, total number of records is 1, and the one that we have here is having an error, right? And the error is could not find a record in sys app application reference in this update. Now, when you merge update sets into the system, you will see various errors popping up, and that will say, right, whenever you are doing an insert or merge into the system, there could be some invalid operation that you are doing, and the system will deny those invalid operations there. Right now, what it is saying is the update set that we are going to merge right now, which is the search module device application 1 to 3, is saying that there is an error, and the error is could not find a record in sys app application. So this is a table where the application for this update set is not found, right? And that's because these two instances that we have are not consistent. These two instances contain different data. Although we have marketing events application in both the instances, but the sys-ID of the marketing event application in both these instances are different. So that's why it is not identifying that the sys-ID for that application is matching here in the instance 3, which is the current instance, right? So the system will throw out errors of these kinds, and you have to resolve these kind of errors. Now, your question could be, how do you resolve these kind of errors, right? The best practice is whenever you migrate or you promote data from one instance to another instance, always sync the instances first. Syncing the instances, what does that mean? Syncing the instances means that you get the production version of the application, clone that version, bring the changes from the production version and update those changes into the test environment and into the dev environment. By doing that, what you do is you match all the sys IDs from the prod environment into the test environment, and the same sys IDs will be propagated to the dev environment as well, right? So the base objects that you have in the prod environment and the test environment and the dev environment, they will have the base objects will be the same and they will have the same sys IDs, right? If you do not do that, it is quite possible that the marketing event application in the prod environment can have a sys ID of, let's say, 1, 2, 3, this. However, the sys ID for the marketing event application in the test environment could be different, and also the same application in the dev environment, the sys ID could be different, right? So if you have that difference, so see, same application we have here, but the sys IDs are different, meaning our instances are not in sync, right? The base records are not in sync. So even if we are going to promote code from the dev environment, if the update set is getting moved from this environment to this one, it will look for the sys ID which is 6717, this sys ID in this instance, and it will not find the matching sys ID record in this instance, and it will throw an error, right? It will throw an error saying that this record is not available in this application listing or stuff like that, right? So your effort for getting the changes from the dev environment into the test environment will be wasted, right? So it's always advised to keep all your instances and environments in sync so that when you move data from one environment to another environment, or when you move changes from one environment to another environment, it's the process is seamless and you do not face issues, right? So these are merge related or commit related issues that you will face on. Make sense? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Sure.
And since the SysID is not consistent with others, how do you get it to reconcile, or do you have to create a new one in the from the dev to the test environment?
Don't create a new one. I talked about creating clones, right?
Okay.
System clones can be created in production environment where you can go ahead and keep a copy of the system, copy of the production environment, and then that clone can be implemented into test or dev environment. So before you start a new cycle of application development in ServiceNow, the advice way of doing is get your production system cloned, propagate that change, the system clone from the production instance into your dev and test environment. By doing that, you bring all the sys IDs, all the objects from the production environment into your test and dev environment, and the IDs will be similar. Now, whatever new component or new object that you create in dev environment will have a new sys ID, and you will not have a conflicting sys ID into your test or prod environment then, right? So new objects that you create in dev environment can then be propagated into test and then can be cascaded to the production environment without issues, right? Because the base,
Okay.
because you created a benchmark, you created a level of application in all those three environments which were similar, right? So sys IDs for all the objects within the three environments were in sync already when you did clone for did clone of the production environment, right? So whenever you start a new release or major release and you start working, it's advised that you get your production environment cloned and the dev and test environment to update. It will resolve most of the issues that you face. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
See, with this error that we see here, there are some of the available actions that system is suggesting. The error is it could not find a record in the sys app application table. We will go to this table as well. And to this error, the suggestions are find the missing record, find missing update, accept remote update, and skip remote update. So these are the four actions available you can perform, right? If you do not want to have this remote update done, skip remote update, right? And it says all problems have been addressed. Yeah, these problems are addressed because we are skipping the update. We are not going to commit that update here, right? So we skip that update. So that item which had a conflicting interest, I am skipping that, right? Even if I commit this update set, that should not bring any issue to me, right? Because that erroneous update is removed. Right? So those are the actions available. You can take any appropriate action there, right? And this update set that we just imported was one of the simplest update sets, having a single record in there, right? But your case, it could have, it may have more than that, you know, more than that, more than one updates in the update set. Let's go ahead and see this update set. Again, this one also has one insert. So, and this one says there is no error. This one is correct. So if I commit, so whatever changes that we have in this update set will be going into my current instance, right? Let's commit that. So this update is done. One change has been done here. Okay. If I go back to retrieve the update set, scroll down, see the state has changed to committed, right? So the three update sets that we brought into the current environment from this remote instance, one was deleted by us and the two of the update sets we committed here by resolving the issues. Okay? So that's how we play with, you know, promoting one promoting your code from one environment to another environment. So that's one way of doing that, right? If I want to create a new update set within your environment, you can go ahead into the local update set and then you can hit this update sets new and you can create a new update set, associate appropriate application, and the update set will be there, right? When you create the update set, you keep the status as in progress, and when the update set, the changes are done, you mark that update set as complete. And only once the update sets are marked complete, you will be able to retrieve that update set from some remote instance. Okay? Uncompleted update sets are not retrieved. Okay. This merge update sets gives you option of merging the update sets available within your application scope and within your instance. So right now, within this application that I have 4 active update sets. I can go ahead and merge all these four update sets into one. Okay, if I hit this merge, it will ask me to merge all these 4 update sets into one. Right? You can pick more update sets. For example, right now, I am filtering out only on those update sets for which the state is in progress. If I hit all, I'll see all the update sets available and I can merge all of them by picking those update sets from the list here. Right? When you merge, again, it's like, you are using some source control mechanism, some Git or something, Git stash or, let's say Visual Source Safe or something, right? Where you are doing team development and somebody is pushing code to, somebody from your team is pushing code, and the code is the same piece of code that you are working on, right? So when that person pushes that code into the environment, somebody like you who is also working on that piece of code will review that code, and then after reviewing, the person might like to, suggest some changes to the developer, or might like to merge the code as is, right? So you have to do merging, collision detection, avoiding errors, etc. All these kind of features are available here in ServiceNow as well, right? So when you merge updates, you have to avoid those collisions, or you have to resolve those collisions or conflicts that arrive while merging those updates, right? And the last to the list is the merge complicate sets, right? You can go ahead and merge all those sets which are marked as completed. Right now, we have 2 completed sets here, right? I can go ahead and hit merge, and these 2 completed sets will be merged into this merge set, right? I'm not doing that. I'll leave that for you. You can merge those completed sets as well, right? If I have to mark an update set complete, how do we do that? For example, if I am into marketing events app update set, if I go there, see the scope has to be marketing. And this record is in global application, so I'll change this record to global. If you have to mark this as completed, you have to go into the application, edit the record and mark it complete and update it, right? Alternatively, you have other options available, which is make this current update set or merge with another update set. When you do merge with another update set, it will ask, I'll again show you the list of update set which is available, and then you can merge it with somebody else, some other update set. Hope that makes sense.
So I have a question.
Sure.
So if you merge an update set, which the application was say global, and then let's say we merge it with the marketing, what is the effect? Does it all becomes one, right? One
Yeah.
update set.
Yep. Yep. It all becomes one update set. So the
So that
changes from this update set and the changes from this update set will come into the changes will come into this update set, the merge set.
so if I use the merge set, I can do the stuff that global will allow me and the marketing event will allow me. Is that right?
Can you say that again?
If I merge, let's say I merge global and marketing,
Uh huh.
right,
Uh huh.
into merge set.
Right.
Or the,
Okay.
so now on my application I'm developing, I'm doing, let's say I'm going back to the marketing application,
Mm-hmm.
and I click and change my update set, my application set, say marketing,
Mm-hmm.
but or the top, instead of global, I would say use the merge set 1.
Exactly. Exactly.
That, so both applications will be able to use it.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any more question? Vikrant, Shweta, Api, Hailey. Hailey, you have questions?
I'm just following. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. This might be a little bit, too much for the first class, but
Yeah.
again, you can catch up if you decide to start. Either you can catch up, looking at the videos that I have recorded already, or
Yeah.
you can start into the fresh batch. So whatever makes you more comfortable, you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. When is the fresh batch will start?
I think that should be. I don't have clear visibility of that. Let's talk to Nikita, and she'll be the
Yeah.
good person to answer that.
Okay. Okay. Sure. That works. And edit the admin class.